In this video, we will discuss the pathological features in Wilson's disease. So the Wilson's disease most commonly affects the liver, followed by brain and eyes. So we will focus here on the liver, which is the most affected organ in Wilson's disease. Now for morphological changes of liver in Wilson's disease, the keywords to remember are copper deposition in hepatocytes results in steatosis, steatohepatitis and cirrhosis. You know that the morphological changes of liver in Wilson's disease are very similar to those changes that occur in the fatty liver disease, because in fatty liver disease we studied that the keywords were fat deposition in hepatocytes resulted in steatosis, steatohepatitis and cirrhosis. But here in Wilson's disease, the copper deposition in hepatocytes also stimulates steatosis, steatohepatitis and cirrhosis. So the first keyword is copper deposition in hepatocytes. This deposition of copper in the hepatocytes can be visible by rhodamine stain that stains the copper, or orcine stain that stains the copper associated proteins. So remember the name of these two special stains for the copper deposition. The stains are rhodamine stain for copper and orcine stain for copper associated proteins. These two stains will help to determine that there is copper deposition in hepatocytes. The second keyword is that this copper deposition in hepatocytes result in steatosis. Steatosis means accumulation of fat in the liver, and this accumulation of fat in the hepatocytes will either be microvesicular in the form of small vacuoles or macrovesiculars in the form of large vacuoles. So you will see fatty change. Now the second keyword is steatohepatitis. This steatohepatitis caused by this steatosis can either be acute fulminant hepatitis or can be chronic hepatitis, and we will have discussed the changes of chronic hepatitis in cases of fatty liver disease in a separate video. That it is characterized by necrosis of hepatic parenchyma, ballooning degeneration and Mallory-Dank bodies that are the eosinophilic cytoplasmic inclusions. Now the last keyword is cirrhosis, and here the meaning is self-evident that at the end stage of Wilson's disease you will see cirrhotic liver. So these are the morphological changes in Wilson's disease, that copper deposition in hepatocytes results in steatosis, steatohepatitis and cirrhosis. This copper deposition can be stained by rhodamine stain or orcine stain. This steatosis is visible as fatty change in the form of small or large vacuoles. Steatohepatitis is characterized either as acute fulminant hepatitis or chronic hepatitis. In chronic hepatitis, you will see necrosis, ballooning and Mallory-Dank bodies, and lastly you can see cirrhosis. Now other than the liver, brain can also be affected in Wilson's disease, and you have to remember only one point, that the Wilson's disease affects basal ganglia of the brain. So remember that the most common affected region of brain in Wilson's disease is basal ganglia. Now other than the brain, the eyes are also affected in Wilson's disease, and the deposition of copper in the Descemet's membrane of cornea results in rings that are known as Kayser-Fleischer rings. So remember that Kayser-Fleischer rings are a characteristic feature of Wilson's disease. So this concludes the pathological changes in Wilson's disease.